A source close to Brad tells People magazine he was drunk and there was an argument between him and Angelina. Maddox, their oldest son, stepped in to defend his mom and got caught in the middle.
I'm so excited. I feel like my world expands as their world expands. I learn so much from them, and I love this stage.
Brad Pitt's behavior during his marriage to Angelina Jolie has come under intense scrutiny, with various allegations of abuse and misconduct making the rounds in the media. According to a source close to the family who spoke to People magazine, an incident during a flight revealed some serious tension. Pitt, reportedly intoxicated, began arguing with Jolie. When their eldest son Maddox stepped in to defend his mother, things took a violent turn. Reports indicate that during the flight, Pitt lunged at Maddox, leading Jolie to step in to break things up. Pitt allegedly responded by yelling, grabbing Jolie, and shaking her. At one point, he shoved her into the bathroom wall. The chaos escalated as Pitt started punching the ceiling of the plane, creating an atmosphere of fear and panic among the children. These events had a profound impact on the family, contributing to the breakdown of Pitt's relationship with Jolie. Pitt's alleged infidelity and aggressive behavior have contributed to the perception that he is not only a bad partner, but also a terrible father. This is quite surprising since Brangelina were once Hollywood's golden couple. Now, to understand the complex dynamics between Pitt and his children, you need to look back to the beginning of their romance.
I think I read in some magazine where Angelina was saying that you all, as a family, is the greatest thing you all have done for your lives.
Yeah, as I say, it's the greatest thing I've ever taken on. I can't imagine life without it.
The spark ignited on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, where Pitt and Jolie first met while Pitt was still married to Jennifer Aniston. By the time Pitt and Aniston announced their separation in January 2005, the tabloids were buzzing about a possible connection between Pitt and Jolie. In April 2005, photos surfaced of Pitt and Jolie vacationing together with Jolie's son Maddox, solidifying their relationship. And as we all know, a relationship that starts with one partner cheating or having an emotional affair is bound to face trust issues. Jolie and Pitt initially claimed their relationship began after Pitt's divorce from Aniston, but their stories often contradicted each other. In a 2007 Vogue interview, Jolie admitted that she and Pitt developed a deep bond during filming, suggesting that their connection began before Pitt's marriage to Aniston officially ended. Media attention only complicated things. Pitt and Jolie courted the press early on, appearing in an infamous W magazine spread as a married couple. The public scrutiny later added strain to their relationship. Despite their high-profile status and a shared family of 6 children, cracks began to show. In 2015, Pitt and Jolie co-starred in By the Sea, a film about a broken relationship. They claimed that working together was a test of their marriage and that if they could get through it, they'd emerge stronger. Jolie remarked, "We always liked putting ourselves through challenges, but hinted that it might have been more dangerous for them as a couple." Just a year later, in 2016, Jolie filed for divorce, citing disagreements over parenting and Pitt's interactions with their children. Jolie's divorce lawyer, Laura Wasser, represented Johnny Depp during his high-profile divorce from Amber Heard, signaling that the split was serious. Sources suggested that Pitt's alleged substance abuse and aggressive behavior during a flight with the family contributed to Jolie's decision. The incident reportedly involved a physical altercation between Pitt and Jolie, with their oldest son Maddox intervening to defend his mother. In the end, the couple's relationship unraveled, leaving behind a trail of broken promises and strained family dynamics. Pitt's behavior and infidelity were central issues, and his actions during the tumultuous end of their marriage had lasting consequences on their children. A source noted that Jolie grew increasingly serious and distant from the Hollywood scene, while Pitt remained interested in making movies and maintaining his Hollywood status. This difference in direction led to a divide in how they viewed their future. Jolie's humanitarian work became a central part of her life, but her dedication may have created tension within their marriage. According to an insider, Jolie's approach to solving marital issues was to assert control, assuming everyone would follow her lead, including Pitt. Pitt supported Jolie's humanitarian efforts, but reportedly grew skeptical over time, questioning her motivations. As their custody battle unfolded, Sources indicated that Pitt wasn't surprised when Jolie went to Iraq for humanitarian work during Father's Day, suggesting that her focus on global causes took precedence over family matters. Politics also became a source of contention. During a 2016 election season, when their split was announced, sources indicated that Pitt and Jolie had heated political fights. These arguments, combined with their different parenting styles, strained their relationship further. Jolie preferred a more relaxed approach with her 6 children, while Pitt was stricter, possibly influenced by his upbringing. But the biggest disagreement between Pitt and Jolie was over their approach to raising their 6 children. Pitt's stricter style conflicted with Jolie's more laid-back attitude, leading to ongoing disputes. After the divorce, we saw the beginning of a custody battle over their 6 children: Maddox, Pax, Zahara, Shiloh, and twins Knox and Vivian. As the legal proceedings unfolded, reports emerged of a violent altercation involving Pitt during a private jet flight from France to Los Angeles in September 2016. Pitt and Jolie's relationship breakdown was accompanied by a flurry of rumors and allegations. Jolie alleged that during the 2016 flight, Pitt became aggressive, yelling at her and physically assaulting her by grabbing her by the head and pushing her into the bathroom wall. Pitt was also accused of violent behavior toward the couple's children, leading Jolie to restrain him. According to FBI investigative documents, Pitt caused significant damage to the plane by spilling red wine and pouring beer on Jolie. These allegations contributed to the eventual collapse of their marriage. Years after the split, Pitt's son Pax shared a scathing post on social media in 2020, calling his father an awful human being and criticizing his behavior.
Pax Jolie Pitt, the son of actors Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, slammed his estranged father as a world-class a-hole, accusing him of being abusive.
The post was shared on Father's Day of all days and claimed Pitt showed no consideration or empathy towards his children, leaving them in fear when in his presence. Pax's post reignited public scrutiny over Pitt's alleged abusive behavior. As we all know, the FBI investigated the 2016 incident but ultimately did not pursue charges against Pitt. But a Freedom of Information Act lawsuit filed by a Jane Doe, later revealed to be Jolie, sought to release government records related to the case. Despite the details outlined in the FBI documents, including Jolie's claims of violence, the investigation concluded without charges. Pitt was also investigated by the Los Angeles Department of Children and Family Services but was cleared of any wrongdoing. Now, these violent outbursts from Brad's side led to Angelina Jolie being granted full custody of their 6 children, while Pitt received visitation rights. The details of the confrontation were kept under wraps for years until the FBI report on the incident was published, shedding light on the events that transpired. According to Jolie's statement to the FBI, Pitt's aggressive behavior started more than an hour into the flight from France to Los Angeles. She claimed that Pitt grabbed her by the head and shook her, and then shook her again by the shoulders. When one of their children, possibly Maddox, stepped in to defend Jolie, Pitt allegedly lunged at the child. Jolie stated that the other children rushed to protect each other, but the situation escalated, with Pitt choking one child and striking another in the face. Witnesses on the flight described a chaotic scene where the children were frightened and crying. Jolie admitted to getting physical with Pitt, but only to protect her children from his aggressive behavior.
When you know that your kids love each other and you see the way they all, without any kind of prompting or pushing, give each other notes, hug each other, take care of each other, support each other, then you feel like they're going to be okay and they're going to always have each other. So,
in one instance, Pitt reportedly told one of his children that they looked like a school shooter, adding to the disturbing nature of the incident. The altercation on the private jet took place during a refueling stop at Falls International Airport in Minnesota, where Pitt's behavior escalated. A source close to Pitt told People magazine that he was drunk during the argument with Jolie. The source also mentioned that Maddox, their oldest son, stepped in to defend his mother, leading to a parent-child argument that quickly got out of hand. Jolie's version of events, as told to the FBI, indicated she had to physically restrain Pitt to prevent him from attacking the children. According to the reports, during the private jet flight from France to Los Angeles in 2016, Brad Pitt became violent towards Angelina Jolie, causing a dangerous scene mid-air. Pitt allegedly yelled at Jolie, grabbed her by the head, shook her, and pushed her into the bathroom wall while repeatedly punching the ceiling. The chaos and violence in such a confined space must have been terrifying for everyone involved, especially the children. Witnesses stated that Pitt consumed multiple alcoholic beverages during the flight, contributing to his aggressive behavior. He reportedly poured beer on Jolie and the blanket she was under, causing her great distress. When the plane landed, Jolie said it sustained $225,000 worth of damage from spilled red wine and other disruptions caused by Pitt's outburst. Pitt's team has denied these accusations, but Jolie's account has raised serious concerns about safety and abuse. The plane incident didn't end when the jet landed. Jolie alleged that Pitt refused to let anyone leave the aircraft, creating a further hostile environment. To get the children to safety, she waited until Pitt fell asleep to devise a plan to leave the plane and take the children to a hotel. Sources close to Pitt confirmed that he had been drinking and acknowledged he crossed a line. However, Pitt later admitted to having a drinking problem and has since become sober. Despite Pitt's attempts to seal the documents, Jolie believes the information should be public to reveal the truth about Pitt's behavior. The FBI's involvement in the case could be due to the international nature of the flight, as they were traveling from France to the United States. The fact that Jolie felt compelled to involve the FBI indicates the severity of the incident and the potential risks involved. The legal battle over custody and the ongoing court disputes have not been easy for either party. In March 2021, Jolie filed new court documents claiming she had proof of Pitt's violence and alleged that if her children could testify in a custody hearing, their statements would support her claims. Maddox, the couple's oldest child, has been the most vocal against Pitt, suggesting that the altercation left a lasting impact on the family's dynamics.
How about your dad? Is he going to come and visit? Do you want him to come and visit?
Oh, I don't know about that. What's happening?
No, you don't know what's going to happen with that? Is your relationship with him sort of over, or?
Well, whatever happens, happens.
Maddox Jolie Pitt, the oldest son of Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, has probably been the most vocal against his father. When Maddox left for university in South Korea, paparazzi asked him about his relationship with Pitt, to which he responded vaguely saying, "Whatever happens, happens." This response indicated a strained relationship, and more recently, Maddox's social media posts have been even more direct. But the estrangement between Pitt and his children extends beyond Maddox. Zahara Jolie Pitt, the couple's daughter, recently dropped Pitt from her last name, introducing herself as Zahara Jolie when she joined a college sorority. This move followed years of speculation about Pitt's estrangement from his children, indicating that Zahara, like Maddox, is distancing herself from her father. Sources indicate that Maddox has considered legally changing his last name to Jolie, though Jolie reportedly does not support the change. This stance could suggest that Jolie wants to maintain some level of connection between the children and their father, perhaps hoping for reconciliation in the future. Pitt has expressed hope for a relationship with his son Pax, claiming he hopes Pax will not be influenced by Maddox's negative views of him. This outlook highlights the complexity of family dynamics and the emotional changes involved in maintaining relationships after a contentious divorce and custody battle. The ongoing family drama between Pitt, Jolie, and their children continues to play out in the public eye, with social media providing a platform for the children to share their perspectives. As the children grow older and find their own voices, the impact of their relationship with Pitt may become more evident. But this sort of behavior isn't new from Brad Pitt. In February 2022, Brad Pitt sued Angelina Jolie, claiming she sold her shares of their vineyard to a Russian oligarch, Yuri Shefler, without his approval. According to Brad, they had an agreement that neither of them could sell their shares without the other's consent. Angelina's sale, he argues, broke that agreement. But wait, there's more. Brad says he put in all the hard work to turn Miraval into a successful rosé business, while Angelina just sat back and did nothing. He claims he poured money and sweat into the vineyard, expecting they'd always be partners. Meanwhile, Angelina allegedly sold her stake in the vineyard to Tanut Del Mondo, a company with ties to Shefler, who Brad claims has connections to Russian President Vladimir Putin. Pitt's complaint insists this sale was invalid and could harm the Miraval brand, given Shefler's questionable business practices. It's not just about the money though. For Brad, Miraval held sentimental value. He says it was where they spent holidays with their kids and built family memories. He was deeply involved in its success, and now, thanks to Angelina's alleged secret deal, he feels betrayed. Not only that, but Scheffler's business moves are making things tough for Brad, with threats to the brand and even alleged hostile takeover attempts. Angelina's side of the story? Well, it's a lot more personal and dramatic. She claims that Brad's lawsuit is his way of getting back at her for their messy divorce and child custody battle. According to her, his abusive behavior during their marriage played a big role in the split. In October 2022, Angelina filed a cross-complaint that detailed an incident on a plane in 2016, which she says was the final straw. She claims Brad was physically and verbally abusive during the flight, shouting, grabbing, and even physically assaulting her. This cross-complaint goes further, saying that some of the couple's children were also victims of Brad's aggressive behavior. He's denied any wrongdoing and insists that Angelina is rehashing old stories to gain an advantage in their legal battles. He claims her allegations keep evolving and that she's using the lawsuit to try and make him look bad. The drama doesn't stop there. In April 2024, it came out that Angelina's lawyers claim Brad wouldn't let her sell her shares of the vineyard unless she signed a more restrictive non-disclosure agreement about their relationship. They say this was part of Brad's plan to control the narrative and keep her quiet about the alleged abuse. And then there's Nouvelle, Angelina's former investment company for the vineyard, which is also suing Brad for $350 million, claiming he's been stripping and looting the vineyard's assets. They say he's wasted millions on vanity projects like a swimming pool renovation and rebuilding a staircase multiple times. This second lawsuit makes it clear that the stakes are high and the bad blood is real.